GM, in this video, I'm going to show you how to implement pagination using WeaveDB. This can be useful for improving performance and usability of our applications, especially when working with large databases. And before we get started, make sure you have already taken the following steps. Deploy a WeaveDB database, create a collection within the database, and add multiple documents to your collection. You can check my previous video or read this quick start guide from our documentation in docs.weavdb.dev to help you do this. Uh, I have already added a bunch of documents to my collection. Let me quickly show you what my data set looks like. So I have multiple documents with IDs Alice, Bob, Charlie, David, Emily, Frank, and so on. And they have two data fields, name and age. I have also prepared a simple demo with a Next.js app, which you can access in the description below. So now let's jump straight into the code. First, we have an import statement to use the WeaveDB SDK module. And then um, we declare our constants such as the contract transaction ID of our deployed database. And then here, the name of our database collection, which in my case is called people, and the number of records we want to fetch at our time from our database, which is essential for pagination. So we set the limit per page to five documents or 5 records. Um, Now on line 8, we have a function named start that contains the necessary code to read from our WeaveDB database. So here on line 10 until 13, we are instantiating and initializing the WeaveDB database connection. Then we can use WeaveDB queries to fetch documents from our database. Now, to use pagination, we need to read from our database using the cget query. So now let's focus on our first query on line 15. We are fetching from the people collection, which is the collection name here, and then sorting the results by name, which is one of our data fields. Sort the results by name in ascending order, and then we're also setting a limit per page, or we're setting a limit of 5 documents to be fetched. Okay, and then the result of this query is stored in a variable called docs page 1, which will contain our first page. Now on page 2 here in line 22, we are going to continue fetching from people's collection, from the people collection, from the same collection, and then still sorting the name by name in ascending order, and keeping the limit to 5 documents. But here is the twist. In line 25, this line here is instructing our read query to start fetching documents after the last item in the docs page 1 array. So we have here docs page 1, and we want to fetch the last item in the docs page 1 array. And then the result of this query is stored in docs page 2 variable, which will contain our second page. And then here on line 30 on page for our page 3, just like the previous queries, we will be fetching from the people collection, still sorting by name in ascending order, and keeping our limit to 5 records. We are then instructing on this line 33, we are instructing our read query to start fetching documents after the last item in the docs page 2 array. So, and the result of this query is stored in the docs page 3 variable, which will contain our page 3. And then to double check our work, we are outputting the query results for each page to the console log. So we have console log for each page, docs page 1, docs page 2, and then here docs page 3. So that this way we can easily verify that the pagination is functioning as expected. Now let's see this in action. Okay, so I only have a single button here to trigger the function start, and which will run our uh, function. So okay, so as you can see, we can easily verify that the pagination is functioning correctly, or our console log displays the results for each page. So docs page 1 contains 5 documents, and since we sorted it by name, it started with Alice, and then Bob, Charlie, David, and Emily. And then on docs page 2, we then continue with the second page, and then the documents contained here are Frank, George, Helen, Irene, and Jack, and then so on until uh, page 3. So as you can see, our console log displays the results for each page, and this confirms that our pagination is set up correctly and smoothly transitions from one set of records to the next. So you can also you can apply this to the same logic to your own projects and explore even more capabilities that WeaveDB has to offer. All right, so until next time, happy coding.